Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, got the Trek 3700 behind me, and we're going to do a couple adjustments to the headset, make sure it's nice and tight and working perfectly like it should. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that little bell icon next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of these awesome tutorials, reviews, bike quick talks, and of course rides we do on this channel, because it's all awesome cycling stuff and you don't want to miss it. So let's get right into the Trek 3700 here and get working on it. Here we are at the headset of the bike. So like I said, this is a very, very simple task to do. Pretty much you're only going to need really one, maybe two tools. That's going to be some Allen keys. Most of the time your top cap bolt right up here on the top, going to be a 5mm, and then your stem bolts, either a 5 or a 4. Generally the common ones you're going to need. Now what's the importance of having a properly tightened headset on here? So first off, what is the headset? The head tube's going to be right here on the bike, right up here, right above where the fork is, between the fork and the handlebars. On there's actually bearings, there's bearings down here at the bottom, there's bearings right up here at the top. So those bearings need to have a proper preload set on them, that way they don't wear out too quickly, whether it's too loose or too tight, they need to be the right amount there. It also helps because if those are loose, you're going to have a lot of play in your handlebars and the fork. There's going to be a lot of play when you do this. If they're too tight, you're not going to be able to turn the wheel at all. It's going to be way too tight, or it's going to be really tough to turn the wheel. So that's why you need to make sure that it is the proper tension. That way you're not putting too much work on yourself. And of course, you're not wearing through bearings or wearing through parts that you don't need to wear through. So first thing we want to do, we want to come right up here to the head cap, we'll get that loosened up, and then we'll loosen the stem bolts as well. So right up here, like I said, 5mm on the top. Just going to go ahead and loosen that up. Not to loosen it super bunch, just enough so your top cap will move some. And then your 4mm on the side bolts here, on the pinch bolts on the stem. Just got to get those loose as well. Again, you don't need to take them all the way out. Just enough to where you'll be able to move the stem around on the bars. Pretty much all you're going to need. So we'll get both these loosened up here. Oh, that one's tight. Let's see. There we go. Alright. So cool. So I should be able to move the bars separately. There we go. Alright. So everything moves separately. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is once your stem is loose, once your top cap's loose, you'll be able to notice that you can probably hear that right there. There's a little bit of play right now because it is too loose. So you can also notice as you swing it back and forth, obviously too loose because everything moves by itself. So pretty much what you need to do to make sure everything is nice and tight and properly adjusted, it's going to be just go ahead, you're going to get your 5mm right here on the top cap. And what you want to do, you want to tighten that to the point where there is no forward and back or side to side play. Not between the wheel and the back handlebars moving, but between in this section right here. It's an easy way to test. Grab it right down here on the fork crown right here. Grab it here on the handlebars and try and move it. Like right now, it's not moving. So that way you know that is the perfect, that way you know it's a good tightness there. Now what happens if you go ahead and we tighten this way too much? So right there, super tight. I got that over tightened right now. So as you can tell, it takes a little bit to actually move the fork, and when you move it, it just stays. It doesn't move by itself. It won't go back and recenter back on center. So you kind of have to find the happy medium between too loose and too tight. So what we're going to do now that it's too tight, we're going to loosen this up probably about a quarter turn. And as you can tell now, when we do that, that as you move it, so if we were to twist the bars all the way 90 degrees here, let go, it should nicely swing back and forth and eventually return back to the center where it is right now. So that's going to be your perfect tightness there. And again, with that too, you also notice our bars as well, they're not moving separately. When I grab down here at the wheel or the fork crown and move that, the bars follow the wheel. So that way you know that everything is nice and tight here, everything is nice and compressed. That way everything's working like it should. So once you have that all set up, you just need to make sure your bars are nice and straight. Probably the hardest part of owning a bike and being a bicycle mechanic is making sure your bars are straight. So like right about there looks pretty good. And from there, all you need to do is just tighten up your stem bolts here. Little pinch bolts here. Make sure you tighten them evenly. There we go. Alright, and then we'll just crank this one just a little bit more. There we go, all nice there. And we'll just tighten this one as well. There we go. Alright, so those are all tight there. Your top cap's already tightened because we adjusted, that's how you adjusted your bearings. So at that point, you can test it again, just make sure everything's nice and good. and everything looks perfect on those bars and with that headset adjustment. Hopefully you guys learned something from that video. Hopefully you're able to learn how to adjust your threadless headset properly. Works for any bike that has a threadless style headset. If you do have a threaded headset, it doesn't look quite like the one I worked on today, I do have a video. I'm going to post it right up in this corner right here. That way you guys can take a look at that video. I talked all about how to adjust a threaded headset on Project Mongoose, so take a look at that video. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comments section below. Love chatting with you guys, love answering any questions you guys have, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.